Sup, vlog squad?
Stop.
We're in my bestie's car.
Howdy, howdy.
Do you want to introduce yourself by your fanfiction name or your
I'll just say my name. I'm Cal. That's it.
They write fanfiction and I write literary fiction, and we are not right now in the car, but at some point today we're going to talk about the differences.
The differences about like fanfiction writing versus literary writing, and then also like how that all works out and like how it, you know, readers read it and all that other kind of things.
And viewers, if you have been here for a long time, you might know this is not their first appearance on my channel. In a privated Vlogmas video from 2018 that will not be seeing the light of day, I will insert a clip.
No, it's not what it's for, but you know.
Is this for the white elephant gift exchange?
I'm gonna put this in mine.
Yeah.
I was planning on having a big box and then putting a bunch of rocks in it and then having a $5 bill. But then I'm gonna add this boy to it.
Oh yeah.
See what I was thinking about doing.
And then I'm gonna include these stickers too.
See, you know what?
Oh, it depends which clip you're inserting. I had some problematic opinions in 2018.
This is horrible. I'm gonna get demonetized. I'm not even monetized, and I'm gonna get demonetized. Is the lighting bad here?
I mean, it's outside.
Yeah, at least the flies aren't swarming us.
I mean, I don't know if you can see them.
Yeah, here, you have longer arms. Would you like to?
There we go. Look at that. Why do people think we're dating?
All right, so would you like to talk some about the differences between writing fan fiction?
Could I talk about fan fiction? I thought you'd never say. So, fan fiction is a world of its own, partly because with normal writing, because fan fiction is normal writing in its own sense, but the main difference is the fact that with fan fiction, you already have a base of what's happening. So like, let's say Percy Jackson. If you've read Percy Jackson, even if it's just the first book, you have a base already of like, oh, Half-Bloods exist, the Greek gods exist. Maybe if you're just sticking with the first books, you're not even getting into the Romans or the Egyptians or anything else with his other books. So you know, just have the Greek gods, those are established, you can do almost anything. When I first got into the world of fan fiction, I had this idea I wanted to write of like Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of thing, but it was Percy, so everyone thought he was the Avatar because he could earthbend, so to speak, with the earth shaker, and then he could also waterbend, so it was this huge deal.
And you do a lot of crossovers, right?
I do, yeah. I write personally. I do have some standalones, but I mostly write Danny Phantom X whatever. So I put him in places. So I have a good couple Batman ones, which Danny Phantom and Batman are a very popular crossover writing. I have a couple where I have one where he's in Legally Blonde, I have one where he's in Princess Diaries, like My Hero Academia, like that kind of thing, where I put him in different places. But with that, it's like you're able to put them in different places and it makes sense for the character, and everyone writes them differently, and you know, some are better than others, but you always have that base. You don't have to explain how the Greek gods and demigods work, because we already have that base.
Yeah, like you can get right into the story. You don't have to like do the exposition thing. You can just like get right into the meat.
And that's why you're able to do so many like AUs, where it's like the coffee shop AU. It's like, okay, if you put Danny in a coffee shop, you already know how he works and all that stuff. So like you can put him in the different AUs, versus you can still do like coffee AUs and like, there wouldn't be, I guess, AUs. You just make a coffee shop story, but you'd still have to explain. There's not that already base knowledge.
Yeah.
You have to explain the characters and your own magic system if you include that. And magic systems are hard to write.
Yeah.
I'm writing a fantasy novel.
No, I tried to write a magic system once and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, as someone who's writing a magic system, it sucks. Like, it's really hard, especially with all the continuity errors that you
So like if somebody already did that for you.
Yeah, so like that's why it's easy to write, like for Percy Jackson example, it's like Percy has powers because of his dad, and so is an easy kind of magic system. Or like if you get to Hecate, which is the goddess of magic, it's like you already have that base where it's like they can do these things because of their Greek god. So
yeah, like as somebody who has not really read a lot of fan fiction in my life, and by not a lot, I mean I've read 2 works of fan fiction. I've read your Great Gatsby Danny Phantom crossover.
Yeah, I also have that one. That one is free on AO3. It's not locked, so you can read it without an account.
It's like I have to like, I used to like exposition dump at the beginning of a story. Like I would exposition dump so hard. Like the first time I sent something to my editor, she was like, this is too much information. You need to like drop hints, like drop breadcrumbs of exposition throughout. And so like that's something that I'm better at it now, but it's something that I struggled with was the exposition part. It's like I have to explain all this backstory and figure out the right place to put the backstory. Whereas like in your fan fiction world, it's like you don't have to do that.
Yeah, it's already established.
Know. So like that would eliminate one of my biggest struggles.
And even because like I said, like anyone can be a fan fiction writer.
Yeah.
I started my roots at fanfiction.net. I have never used Wattpad. Skip that bullet. Sorry to anybody who uses Wattpad. But like even just like I know people use Tumblr for fan fiction. Like AO3 is like the main like hub, I guess. But like it's everywhere. I started writing fanfiction in a freaking notes app, so like it's like can be anything, and you can be a fanfiction author without publishing it anywhere.
Yeah.
So like same.
Or you could be like Twilight started out as My Chemical Romance fanfiction,
and then 50 Shades of Grey started as a Twilight fanfiction,
and then Ellen DeGeneres got canceled, all because of 9/11.
Anyway, sometimes fanfiction is therapy.
Yeah.
It's okay. I read A Really Toxic Ship because I was going through a manic episode. So, you're gonna cut this next part out. I read a lot of fanfiction. I don't do anything else with my time. So
I know. Like, what did you say your word count was for like how much fanfiction you've read?
So, I don't know for other fandoms, but I've been reading a lot of Harry Potter fanfiction. In that alone, this year alone, I've read over 10 million words worth of Harry Potter fanfiction, which is the series 10 times, like the entire series. So shout out to politically heavy, pure blood politics fanfiction. Big fan of y'all. Yeah, I struggle to read online. Like I tried to do ebooks, but I'm like sometimes it's just the screen. Yeah. So like big respect to you. Like do you ever like print them out and read them that way or? No.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say maybe like that could. I used to print out Neopets stories. Like if you don't know, I got my start on neopets.com. No, you can't have my old username. But I would like if I was tired of staring at the screen, I would print out my favorites. So I have multiple printouts of Playing the Part by I'm just gonna put her username because I don't know how she wants it pronounced, and then They'll Never Hear a Word We Say. That one is my Roman Empire. Like if the author of They'll Never Hear a Word We Say is out there, like please message me where I can buy all of your books. Like please tell me you actually became an author of your life, and like tell me where I can buy all of your books, because I ate up every series. Like I went out of my personal like comfort genres to read everything you wrote on Neopets. Like
that's iconic.
Yeah.
I have not, but things with AO3 you can just delete or orphan your accounts. And so I was going through my favorites that I have saved, and one was just not there anymore, and I think it was like, I think I'm gonna die actually. I think.
Yeah, you can't do that on Neopets. I wish you could.
No, but it's one of those things where people do bookbind, which bookbinding, but then some people bookbind and then sell them. It's like fanfiction is not, you don't get any profit for it, so don't sell it.
Yeah.
If you bookbind fanfiction to make profit, don't do that. That's bad. I'll find you.
No, I remember it was specifically with They'll Never Hear a Word We Say in 7th grade. We could do it was like a free choice book report, and I was like, I really want to do this story called They'll Never Hear a Word We Say, and the teacher's like, great, can you bring in the book so I can see it? So I printed it off in like in the shape of a book, like made a book cover for it. I just drew a tree in Microsoft Paint. It was not good. And I made up like a fake name for the author because it was just her username, and I was like, this is the book, and then the teacher's looking at it like I thought I ate. I thought like it was indistinguishable from a real book, and the teacher's just like, you cannot use this.
You're like, but it's literature. What are you talking about?
Honestly, it was such quality literature. Like I will never shut up about that story. Like you have to like know Neopets. It's kind of like what you were saying about fan fiction. Like you have to know the Neopets lore. You have to know what an Usul is. You have to know what a uni is.
It was like, I don't know.
You have to know where Terra Mountain is. You have to know what Neo School is. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory, but like you have to know this lore to like understand it. Like whenever I would like write things for Neopets, I'd be like, Mom, Dad, do you want to read the story I wrote? They'd be like, is it Neopets again? And I'd be like, it might be Neopets again. And they'd be like, like, then I don't want to read it.
That's me talking about my Danny Phantom stories. And like my roommates are like, oh, like we want, like you're a good writer, but like we don't know Danny Phantom. Though they did like my Percy Jackson one shot that I wrote where he's in the Lightning Thief musical. That one's also free to read.
Yeah.
I'll drop my
Yeah, I was gonna say I should link you in the description. Yeah. I'll link their AO3 in the description, and y'all can
Yeah,
browse.
a good chunk of them are locked, so you have to have an account to read them. That's because of AI, so
yeah.
But a good chunk of them are also
We are
free.
an anti-AI channel here. We,
Yeah.
as if you're part of this channel. Well, you know, someday you might be, because I feel like whenever we get together, we just talk so much.
We are yappers at heart.
Yeah, so I'm like low key, we should start a podcast someday. But
we keep saying that.
Yeah.
Who knows if it's ever gonna actually
like,
happen.
if mediocre white men can start a podcast about nothing, why can't we?
That's true.
And whenever we get together, we're like, we feel like we're so funny together. Like, we have to share this with the world.
Yeah, and if you don't think we're funny
Yeah.
together, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, you know, like, we are the main characters.
We are the main characters
Yeah.
in our story.
Yeah.
Everyone's the main character in their story. So
I'm not the main character in my literal stories that I publish, but
I don't think I don't do
Yeah.
self-insert. Self-insert, well,
yeah, my self-inserts ended like in high school.
True.
I'll take like old self-insert projects that I wrote in high school and like turn them into something that's like not a self-insert. Like, I'll take plot lines from it and like apply it to characters that are not me and my friends, and not use their full government names. Welcome back to our channel.
A different location. We're at my house.
Yeah.
It's at a park.
Yeah.
That's why the angle is different.
Yeah. So, we talked a lot about the differences between writing fan fiction and writing literary fiction, and I realized we did not talk about what we do similarly. So, we're continuing our... Also, why is my neck literally a different color than the rest of it?
You're not even wearing makeup?
No, like you've got this, you've got my neck, and you've got my face, and it's all different colors.
Do you want to put some lighting in this room a little more?
I think it's fine. It's better than the
Okay.
pictures we took at the park. So, one thing that we were talking about that we do similarly is we both use music. Like, we both have like soundtracks for our writing, and like there are songs that will inspire certain scenes, or like we'll like be listening to a song and we'll be like, this would fit so perfectly with this scene. And we were talking about like we could picture these scenes so vividly in our head while we're like listening to music, like feel everything the characters are feeling, and then like we'll like get home, open up the laptop, open up the document,
Can't write
and
it.
it's like, Nolan smiled at summer. And like you were saying, but so back to music, you were saying like that there are songs that are going to be like at the top of your Spotify
No,
Wrapped.
in 2023 there were 2 songs that were on my top like 5 songs that they have because of fanfiction. It was Choke by something in the Serpent.
Royal and the Serpent?
Yep, Royal and the Serpent. And so it was a Danny Phantom idea that I had where it was a Vlad and Danny angst. And then the second song was Shut Up and Drive by Rihanna, which with that song, I learned like very recently, like within this year, that song is not about cars.
You've told me about this fan fiction for Shut Up and Drive so many times, and every time you remind me of it, I'm just like...
Basically, it's the song about cars. It's not about whatever. I still don't even know what it's about. I just I hate that. It should be about cars. Where Danny owns a motorcycle, and that's like the plot point of it's like me saying how like cool he is because he rides a motorcycle and that's
And
it.
listens to Rihanna.
Well, he doesn't listen to Rihanna,
Oh,
but it's like basically the edit that I would make would be of him like riding a motorcycle. And I did write one where he rides a motorcycle, but it wasn't like the main plot point of it. It was like an offside thing because I couldn't think. Basically, I was like, I should write this, and then I was like,
Yeah.
I can't write one-shots. I mean, like I can. I have a couple one-shots, but I have a one-shot that I wrote that I was like, I won't, like maybe I'll continue into this.
No, literally, like if I try to write like a short story, I'm like, no, I need to like expand on this.
No,
like
literally,
I'm so bad at ending stories.
Basically, I wrote a one-shot and I was like, that's good. And then people were like, we love this. And so now it has 3 more parts to it.
Man, I'm so bad at ending stories. That's why I write so many series, which I literally don't have any series published right now, but like in my future projects are like most of them are series because I suck at like one-offs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about you, but I have like whole playlists. Like I have a whole playlist for each of my books. And like that's not even the one that I publish for like everyone to see. Like the ones that I put, like the one I put for Saving Summer, that's like a mix of like songs that I vibe with and then songs that I use to like visualize certain scenes. And that's not the same playlist I used to write. Like that one has so many more songs on it. I just narrowed it down.
See, in high school, because I started writing in like 6th grade, but I, like, all through high school, I listened, like, exclusively to Two Steps from Hell and, like, Thomas Bergeson, which is instrumental music.
Okay.
Like, they write, like, I know one of their most popular songs is from, like, Interstellar kind of thing. Like, they write movie soundtracks.
Okay.
So it sounds like a movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
That also, I was listening to one of their songs that gets, like, really intense, and that's what came about of one of my fan fictions. I wrote, basically, it was one of my Batman and Danny Phantom ones, where Tim and Danny are dating, because OTP, and basically, he reveals something, and it's, like, the really intense part that I was driving home from work, and I was like, I could write this. That would be so intense. I should do that, and then I did.
Nice.
If you want to read the what I was talking about earlier with how I made it a one shot and then it's now a series, it's called Danny Bakes on AO3. You need an account to read it though.
Yeah, because we don't want to get crawled by AI. Or we, as if I've also collaborated on it.
I mean, I have some fics that are open.
Yeah.
An account for, but also it's really easy to make an account. So
yeah, it's free.
It's free.
Yeah.
You should do it.
Yeah. Maybe that was because I wasn't finding enough Nick and Gatsby fan fiction, so maybe I just need to log in.
Let me look.
Oh my god.
He opens my phone, has fanfiction open. I'm reading a Percy Jackson and Batman crossover.
Of course you
right
are.
Now. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I started like using music to like kind of like block things out in my mind when I was like really like deep in the Sims 2 movie making community, and by that I mean watching them, because I was not good at making them at all. I'd have visions in my head and then I'd be like, that's a lot more effort to film than I thought it was.
The one I made that I watched was that Sims?
I forgot I showed you that.
So to answer your previous question, so the Nick Carraway x Jay Gatsby has 632 fics, and then Daisy Buchanan and Jay Gatsby only has 161.
Well, see, that's already in the book. They don't need to write that.
Well, they do sometimes.
I guess, yeah. No, but that's why Nick has more, because Daisy and Gatsby are already...
There's also 70 of Jordan and Daisy pairing. And then Jordan and Nick.
Jordan and Nick only have 56.
Yeah. Anyway. With fanfiction, the at is friendship, the slash is pairing.
Ah.
Little tidbit.
And see, these are things that I don't know because I'm not in the fanfiction community.
I tell you, I taught my mom how to use AO3.
Oh my god.
She asked me to. So she reads Pride and Prejudice fanfiction. Shout out to my mom. I've also read you my Danny Phantom Gatsby one. Have I read you any of my other ones? I don't.
You read me the Legally Blonde one.
I have a Legally Blonde Danny Phantom one where he replaces Elle and Sam is Warner. So that one, I think that one's free. Let me double check.
Yeah, I think with my next project I will, because oh, it is free? Yep. Okay, yeah. I did plan to make a video with Saving Summer where I went through the soundtrack that I shared and like talked about why I put each of the songs on the playlist, and then I ended up not doing that because I was like, you know what, I'm ready to move on to my next project. It's been a year, whatever. But I think with my next project I am going to make that video going through the playlist. So you should make a video talking about the songs that inspire your fan fictions.
The amount of... Maybe I shouldn't say this on camera. I have a lot of playlists for like ships that I read versus ones that I have a whole I'm not gonna say this on camera, it's fine. It's a red flag. I'm not gonna say the ship name.
It's okay.
Toxic, it's a toxic yaoi ship, so I'll let y'all guess in the comments. I don't
guess in the comments. If you get it right, you'll get a free book binding or whatever you...
I don't know how to book bind.
I know.
Don't ask me to do that. You get a fake gold star if you get it right.
You get a free AO3 account if you get it right.
No, that's not how that works. We'll like your comment if you get it right.
One of us will like your comment. We won't tell you which one.
Who knows? Anyway, I don't think y'all get it right because it's not a popular one. Let me just say. It's not...
Can I guess?
Bro, you know what it is. I've ranted to you about it.
No, like, but I'll be listening to music on like a car ride or something, and like people will ask like, you know, like, oh, what are you doing? And like, or like, I would like get so mad, and like my mom and I'd be in the car and she'd like try to talk to me while I was just like, she would just
You're vibing.
She would just see me staring into space, and it's like, no, like I'm not just staring into space doing nothing. I am actively envisioning this scene in my book, and I need total concentration.
You interrupt my concentration, it's gone, I have to start over.
Yeah. And people will be like, oh, Liv, what you thinking about? And I'm like, I can't tell you, it's a spoiler.
Spoilers. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of songs with lyrics, I've noticed.
Okay.
Like, because most of it was that instrumental, like the Two Swords from Hell, the Thomas Ferguson. And so, like, it's just vibes, mostly.
Yeah, see, I will listen to songs with words, but I have to be very careful and make sure I know what the words actually are. Because we were talking about this in my young adult literature class in college. Like, when you have a song that you associate with a memory that is completely not at all related to what the song is about.
Yes.
Like, I was telling, what's it called? Yeah, I told the story about how my dad, he would listen to like his playlist in the car or whatever, and then he liked the song Hands Clean by Alanis Morissette. And I remember the last day of 7th grade, like driving away from the school and that song playing in the background, and I just remember the words, let's fast forward to a few years later, and I'm thinking like, oh, how great the last day of 7th grade, we're thinking about the future and like how good everything's gonna be. You know the song, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, like how great everything's gonna be, and I was like, it was one of the songs that like I was imagining with a story, not one that's published, but or like on deck right now, but I was like imagining like the ending of that story taking place with like Hands Clean playing in the background. And then I read like there's like a post about like, oh, the anniversary of it being released, and like the Amazon reviews, like and they were like, the people leaving these Amazon reviews completely missed the point that it's about her being groomed. And I was like, it's about what? It's like, no, this is about the last day of 7th grade. What do you mean? And I like I like read the lyrics. I'm like, ah.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Heard. It's giving me learning that Shut Up and Drive is about sex via Tumblr. That's how I learned. Because someone made a Tumblr post like, oh, imagine like finding out via Tumblr that this song is about sex, not cars, and I was like, yeah! Wow, who would be that dumb?
Oh my gosh. No, but like one of my like biggest like one of like my most nostalgic writing project was the fan fiction I wrote about my life in the 6th grade, where I like expose first and last name drop all my ex-best friends at the time, and I would just like go on these rants. I'm like, and so was stupid and ugly, or like I'd make their characters like purposely like dumb or something, or purposely.
I think you're saying you like killed them off.
Oh like... no, I wasn't that dark. I remember I made my the guy that I dated in 4th and 5th grade. Hi Jake. I made him
name drop.
Yeah. No, we're friends again now. But I made his character gay because I wanted my character to have a better reason to break up with him than like I like someone else and I'm gonna be a bitch and dump you in an email. that I finally got my comeuppance for dumping him in an email in 2006. Oh my gosh. But in my defense, I was 11. Actually, I wasn't even 11 yet. I was still 10. I turned 11 in January of 2007. But anyway. Anyway.
I don't know if I knew that. I feel like you told me and I just forgot.
It wasn't even an email. It was an e-card.
Live.
Anyway, so I was like, I wanted to give my character a better reason to break up with his character so that I didn't look like a bitch who dumped him in an e-card. And so I was like, I'll just make his character flaming gay. And wouldn't you know it, I wasn't the only one who came out years later.
You prophesied it.
My parents, like after I told them, they're like, oh, we knew. And I was like, what do you mean you knew?
What do you mean you knew? It's giving when I came out, first I came out as bi because I was still in still denial. It's giving when I came out and none of my siblings were surprised. They're like, oh, we know. And I was like, what do you mean you know? What do you mean you know? What do you mean? But what do you mean?
Yeah, but like that was like my big like self-insert project that like, did we talk about this in the last video?
Did.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was on camera or off camera.
We did, so we can cut it.
Oh, like, was it you that I told that like, because I told you that like, I found out one of the characters in my novel was accidentally, had the same name as my ex.
Yes.
Because I finished writing it like years ago.
Mm-hmm. And you were going back and you're like.
Yeah, but I was like, it was either you or somebody was like, she's gonna read that and think it was about her. I'm like, bold of you to assume she still thinks about me, first of all. But I was like, true. Yeah, I was like, I was like imagining, because there have been times where like I've been inspired to write something because somebody has hurt me. Mm-hmm. And like I don't make it a self-insert, like I change it enough, like change the characters up enough that it's not like, it's just like certain actions are representative. But I was like, I can't even write a story about our breakup because it was so unrealistically bad. I could just imagine my editor's notes being like
this isn't realistic.
Like there was not enough build up to this event. Like they were literally fine at the end of the last page. What do you mean?
What happened in between? I don't get it.
So like she'd just be like, nobody's going to read this. But yeah, so like I try not to do self-inserts. I'll have like certain moments that are inspired by things that really happened, but like I make sure the characters are different enough that it's not like cringy self-insert, like what Liv wishes her life was. Yeah. like yes, I was in a sorority. Yes, I am writing a sorority romance. It is not fan fiction about what I wish my sorority experience would have been like. Yeah, do you, like, I think we talked about this before, but like you've never done like a self-insert in your fan fiction, right?
No.
Only in your imagination when you inserted yourself into High School Musical fan fiction so you could date Sharpay.
Okay, I never actually wrote that out. Yeah. It was just a fleeting idea I had at one point, and then was like, that's fine. I won't do that. Will I write a High School Musical 2 where she dates a woman? Yeah, probably. But like, again, I have God, how many fics do I have? None of, unless they're like a one-shot, none of my fics are finished. So I'm one of those, so.
Yeah, no,
sorry,
that's
guys.
like how I am with my series. I'll be like, this would be a good place to end it, or would it?
Or would it?
Yeah.
I have 24 works, and let me count how many of those are finished.
I thought of another question for you after you do that. How many do you have?
So I have, of my 24 works, 7 of them are incomplete as like series, and then I have 2 series of one-shots. So like the one-shots are complete, but the series isn't of 2, so that's a total of 9.
All right.
So I'm not writing anything new until those are finished. That's like my rule. I'm like, let me finish at least one of these before I start something brand new.
Right. My question for you, I think you probably have like already kind of answered it, but do you ever worry about like because you just kind of publish them as you go, like each part.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry about like you'll come up with an idea for something like later on and you'll have to like go back, but you would have to like go back and change something?
That's happened.
Okay. Because that happens to me so much. So I'm like scared to like publish the first book in a series until I've at least written the rough draft of every book in the series.
In my most popular one, which is Something Borrowed, Something New, which is a Danny Phantom Batman crossover, I kind of retconned myself into something. Like I wrote myself out of it, and then I was like, so I wrote myself back, and having to make that work in my plot line sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically because I write chapter by chapter. I have a rough outline. Like I'm not just like freeballing. Some of my fics I'm freeballing, which is the fics that I haven't updated in like a year.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Danny Phantom and My Hero Academia, my Danny Phantom Stardew Valley one that I haven't updated in like a year. But none of my fics are abandoned. I just
I think that like that's kind of like the blessing that I have in terms of like publishing being like self-publishing being such an expensive undertaking.
Yes.
Because it gives me time to like really like work on things while I'm waiting to save the money to get the next thing published, because I have like a series that's like in my queue of stuff I eventually want to get published, where like I plan to have like I think 6 total books, and I like got into my first draft of book 4 and like had a complete epiphany of like a thing I wanted to go back and change and all the other but I would have to like go back and change all the other books to make it work, and I was like so glad that like I hadn't published them when I had that idea. So I'm like, I don't understand how authors do that, like write books, like publish the first book in a series without having the whole thing, at least the first draft of the whole thing finished. Like I am honestly genuinely scared to like publish the first book in a series without having the whole thing edited, locked and loaded. Like I can't afford to do that because like my books like help me, like book sales help me pay for
the next book.
So it's like I could never afford to do that, but I'm just like, what if like I publish this and then my editor suggests something while she's working on the 3rd book, and it's like, oh, like I would have to go back and change this thing in book 1 to make that work, but it would be really cool if I could have done that. So yeah. Have you ever thought about just like writing a whole series and then just like dropping it one part at a time, like on a schedule maybe? Like
well, schedule. It's schedule. My schedule consists of I can write a chapter or a one-shot once a month. And
well, no, I mean like if you had the whole thing finished, then you could be like, here's chapter 1 this week, you'll have chapter 2 next week.
People
like,
do that, which I like when people do that. As someone who, as an inconsistent fanfiction writer, when fanfiction writers are consistent, I appreciate y'all. Like, I'm probably gonna do that for the Harry Potter one that I'm writing.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like,
who knows what.
Yeah, for Neopets, they make you submit, like if you're doing like a series with multiple parts, they make you submit all the parts at once, and they put them out. Well, I don't know how they do it anymore because it's been like 15 plus years since I published anything on there, but they would publish it once a week. They'd put out the next part.
Yeah, that's my plan
Yeah.
for because my Harry Potter one I want to have written all out.
Yeah.
So then I can do the planning thing, so it's not just off the wall. But that one I keep changing. I keep changing when he's gonna go to Hub.
Yeah. No, that's literally like why when my dad showed me how to write in Microsoft Word instead of handwriting my books, I could never go back because I would like think of things I wanted to change, but it would like be too much effort to like go back and erase that whole page and then change it. Like I would be so proud of myself, like the few and far between times between 4th grade when I learned how to write on Microsoft Word and I think the last time I wrote something on paper was probably in high school, but like the few and far between times where like I actually felt completely satisfied with it and didn't feel the need to go back and write more later or change things later. I think that was like 2 total times that happened. And even then when I would go to like type them into my computer so I could go upload them to Neopets, as I was typing them I'd be like, actually?
No, I literally, it took me like, like 6 months to publish a second, basically I had an idea for one of my Danny Bake series. I had an idea for the next one shot and I sat on that for like 6 months because it wasn't flowing correctly. It didn't make sense that I just scrapped the entire thing and started anew. But like that kind of things like that happen where I'm like, I spend a lot of time trying to make something work that is just not working, that I'm like, let me just change it. So
Yeah.
that's partly why it takes me so long to get things out, because I'll start things and then have to figure out how to write that.
Gosh, people are going to watch this video and be like, your friend is so great. You need to have them back on your channel more. Or like, what's your friend's channel?
I don't have a channel.
People are gonna like you better than me because you're like, you the way you talk about your writing is like, I feel like so much more put together than the way I talk about mine. Because like, I'm just a very disorganized person in my brain in general.
Well, I wouldn't say, I'm also actively publishing stuff. So I'm actively like on my laptop right now. I have 2 fan fictions open. It's chapter 10 of my Princess Diaries one, and
look out for chapter 10 coming soon.
Probably in like a month. I have to write so for those who read them, I don't know if that's gonna have a lot of crossover here, but we're writing the dinner scene for the Princess Diaries one, so that's gonna be fun. But I'm also writing that and then a Yuri and Ice one shot. So
all right, I know 2 of those franchises. I know Danny Phantom, I know Princess Diaries. I don't watch anime.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
you can have flaws, it's fine.
All right, well, I think we've probably talked long enough. I know we could listen to ourselves talk for hours on end because we think we're hilarious and genius.
We're great.
Like we love listening to ourselves talk. But you guys have probably had enough. Let me know if you want more channel appearances from them, and I will happily bring them back on because we are together like once a month probably.
We try at least.
Yeah.
If not, at least once every 3.
Yeah. Maybe we'll start a podcast. No.
We'll keep saying that.
Yeah,
we're just saying that
we literally since like 2019, we met in 2018. Since 2019, we've been saying we should start a podcast.
And then there still isn't one, so
yeah, it's just gonna be the running joke that we have forever. But yeah, let us know if you're interested in more like both of us content. If you just want them to make their own channel, you don't care about me, that's also fine.
I mean, I've been playing with the idea of starting my own channel for making podfics of my own fanfics. I haven't done it yet, but I know some people can't read as well. Not that sounds bad, but you know, it's tedious.
Yeah.
To read all the time.
But we will close this one off, and if you want to hear us talk some more, then we'll do that in the future. All right. Bye. This vlog comes with bonus cat content.
Say hi, October.
And my friend Becca's birthday present in the background.
Hi. You can't see his 1,000-yard stare.
I think it kind of.
Hey, Toby. He's like, what the heck is that?